Hello everyone. So I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to do another video, so I'm going to try. This is my third take fourth take at it. So I don't know what it wants to come out of me, but we'll give it a try. I'm here again with Gabriel, my Delta Greta boy. He's on the Dal Chateau male youth body that I just adore so much. He's like I love holding this doll because it feels like holding a slightly taller um, MSD. Like he's just so fun to hold, and yeah, and I keep playing with his belly. So if I do that a lot, I'm so sorry, but it's just I can't help it. Anyway, it's funny. I've been catching up on videos here on the YouTubes, and I don't know. I've been just thinking about stuff. Live long BJD and had me really just randomly thinking about stuff about the aesthetics that I like and how I feel lucky to be one of the people who knew from the beginning what they liked. Because I'm seeing a lot like people, are changing from what they like, and like they're going to smaller sizes, or they're going to bigger sizes, or they're going to completely different aesthetic altogether. And it's just I have been noticing that a lot, and I'm like, I weirdly enough from my first doll on felt very secure about the aesthetic of the dolls I bring home, uh, which feels odd to me because I keep wondering like when that's going to change, because it seems to get to that point for everyone where like it just completely does a 180, and I really don't want it to do that, but I'm like, what if it does happen? And I keep thinking about that. Because as of right now, my favorite dolls are dolls like him, for instance. That's why I grabbed him, definitely. Um, Besides the fact that I just missed holding him, I grabbed him because he's a prime example of the aesthetic I like, which is odd. Um, Not odd that I like it, but the aesthetic I like is the odd aesthetic, as I like to call it. That is not to say the doll's ugly or pretty or anything like that. They're just odd. Like I find his mold, or even though it's a her technically on Dawn's own site, we'll just use the he uh, pronouns for now to make it easier for me. But I like, for instance, his mouth is gigantic. It's wide and his lips are big, and his nose on my camera cannot pick it up completely well. If you can see from the side a little bit, his nose is gigantic, and like not even flattering gigantic. It's like sculpted huge out here, and like the bridge is gigantic as well. Like he has a schnoz, as I like to say. Um, but I find him to be one of the most beautiful dolls I have, and it's because I really just genuinely love this sort of aesthetic, and I find that I'm loving it more and more. That my dolls are like odd. I don't, for some reason, I just enjoy that. Even if they're popular odd, as long as they have something about them that like other people would determine ugly, I seem to love them more and more. Like my Bobby Apollo, um, Sparrow, like his nose is so huge, and I adore it. um, it's why I had to bring him home, actually, because I had like went back and forth on liking him. Then one day I was just like, my God, his nose is so gigantic. I need him to come home. And I found that so funny, but it was true. Um, but I have seemingly lucked out, and the dolls I have brought home. They're not all odd. Some are like very standardly pretty to me. Though I have noticed that I seem to have a penchant, and not even purposefully. Like there are people who purposefully buy dolls that are unpopular simply to stand out. But me, I just can't seem to help being attracted to a doll, and then I find out later that like no one really has them. Like, for instance, the one of the prettiest dolls I think I own, my Deca doll, Shao Benny. Um, I only know two other people who have them, and neither of them are active in ways that I can actually see the Deca doll Shao. Um, so, like, he's just a prime example. I think he really is absolutely gorgeous. I don't understand why people don't own him. But then again, he's from a less popular company. Like, Deca doll, like, I don't quite understand why they're not more popular. Their prices are great. Their bodies are great. Their posing is great. And they always have great events. But here they're not too popular. And then I have my dolls on Wing 2 who, at this current time, I only know 3 other people who have him. And they all look drastically different from mine. It's kind of nice because like they all look so different. You can tell who's who. And you know, I just happen to have a lot of dolls that not a lot of people have, and then I do have some dolls that, of course, a bunch of people still have. It's just like my dolls on Mo, my Dulce Saint, and Bernard. And on the one hand, a lot of people seem to have Soon Diaz, but not a lot of people have the tan one, but still a lot of people have Soon Diaz. So I have popular ones, unpopular, but I seem to always be drawn to dolls that just don't get a lot of attention, and I have no idea why. And it's definitely not because I'm like, I want to be unique, because I am not that sort of person. Well, we all think we're unique in a way, but I'm not the sort of person who's like, I have to stand out, because to be honest, my dolls don't. I find that I do my face ups very the same. Because I get comfortable in doing them a certain way, I can't fashion my dolls for crap. So they definitely don't stand out in that way, because like honestly I'm surprised I dress them, because like I suck at fashion. I can't really put together an outfit. If I buy an outfit, I leave it stock usually, because I just don't feel inventive enough. uh, and when I get inventive, it's inventive for me, which comes off looking a hot mess sometimes. Especially, I wish I'd brought Ellie over here. She is wearing an outfit that I happen to love, but other people probably look at it and be like, "What the actual hell were you thinking when you put her in that?" Um, but yeah, so I don't know, but I feel very lucky that I figured out very early what I want and don't want. The only thing, that was a not one is my Dolls on the Moon, who is gone now. But that doll was for free anyway, so like came with my Greta and my Dolls on Elsa. So like I didn't have complete expectations for it, fitting in or not. I did for the rest of my order, but they worked out in the end. So yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that, and I've been randomly thinking about stuff like face ups and whatnot. Um, it's so weird because I am almost done with redoing my Only Doll Teen Mutants face up, and I I found an old picture of him when he was still Yellow Jacket and not Maxie. And I have to admit to myself that I have improved in face ups, but I always find it so weird that I love doing face ups and that I'm doing them in the first place, and that I'm showing any sort of improvement in them, because to be honest, I am not an artistic person. Uh, I'm just not. I wish I was. Back in high school, which was a million years ago, I did everything. I did drawing, I did painting, I did photography, and tried, did writing as well. I wanted to do everything. I was interested in everything, art wise. I just loved it. I loved the beauty of it. I just enjoyed it. But I was never good at it because I just don't have the eye for it. And I think I've mentioned this a couple times before. I just do not have the eye for art that is a visual medium. Um, and that's not me like downplaying myself at all. I just don't. A lot of people just have the eye for it, and even if they don't start off doing something like masterful, they definitely get better. When I was doing that, all the visual arts in high school, I did not get better. It's not like I necessarily got worse, but I kind of stayed where I was. And then after high school, I just dropped all of them except for writing because my camera broke. I had an SLR and it broke. So it was hard enough for my family to get the first one. So I lost out on that. And then I gave up on drawing and everything because I kept having things in my head that I couldn't translate onto paper, and it was frustrating me. Unlike writing, which does the same thing in words, that I could get it to where I wanted it to be better than I could get a drawing to where I wanted it to be. You know what I mean? Same thing with painting and not photography. Any other like visual stuff I was trying to do, like collages. I was into that a lot as well. I just was like, it's not translating well. I give up. Now, maybe if I hadn't, I would have improved. But now I wonder that because I have noticed that, yes, my face-ups seem to be getting better. And it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But I know they'll never be, like absolutely perfect. But I do feel happy that they're going somewhere and that they're a massive improvement over the first couple face-ups I did. I was never thinking I would be anything remotely good at them, especially since I work with the materials I have. I don't feel like spending a bazillion dollars for it, even though I've spent plenty, but I don't feel like, really like spending hundreds and hundreds on it, which is why I don't do airbrush. Plus, I don't like airbrush face-ups as much for my dolls personally. I love it on other dolls. Definitely looks so gorgeous, but the aesthetic I like is actually no airbrush, like just pencils and paint and pastels. Those are my favorite face-ups actually, and not just because of how I do them. I love them when anyone does them. But yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that today and just like how I feel really good about that. Now, if only my crafting would get better, but I'm hoping by the time I'm done with the dollhouse I'm putting together, I feel a little more confident about the things I'm making for it because there's a lot to make for it, like couches, beds. Definitely going to make those myself. I think there's my frogging stuff tutorials even for like kitchen stuff and bathroom stuff. So I'm going to try that out. But now I'm just really extra rambling. I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this because this is definitely just rambling away. But I don't know. Lately, I've just been feeling very happy with my dolls and with how they make me feel and how they are bringing out an artistic side of me that I really missed, which was the point of going into the face of things. I and the backstory of my artness. I have missed doing things that are visually artistic because I did have fun doing it, even though it was never good. It brought joy in me to attempting to bring stuff out of my head into the actual world that everyone could see rather than have to sit and read. But I don't know. I've just been feeling very happy and inspired, and I'm hoping this weekend to be inspired to make some clothes, specifically for my doll Chateau, Olivia. And it's funny about that because, like, even though I suck at sewing, I really do. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, it takes patience. I lack patience, so it doesn't really go together. But I enjoy the fact that I'm even trying, simply because I never would have tried otherwise, and I think that's what I enjoy so much um, about this hobby right now. Just everything it's making me feel in due. Um, that I've missed doing or never would have done or anything like that. And it's funny because like some days I'll be like thinking about the hobby and whatnot and about stuff to do, and it makes me really miss my mom. And that's very random, but she was a very crafty person, and I always tried to get into it, but I never really did. But now that I am, I was like, man, if my mom was alive, she would totally, well, probably not being in the hobby with me because I don't know if she'd um, enjoy spending money on these dolls. But she would enjoy like the artistic side it brought out in me because she always loved when um, I felt inspired and wanted to do something artistic. And I think it's because it made me so happy. Um, but I'm not sure. She never really explained that. But I'm thinking that's what it was because it always has. And I have definitely missed it. And I don't know. I'm just glad these dolls have been bringing it back out to me. And I think that's why I probably will never leave this hobby. Despite anything like bad or anything that happens in it. It has brought so many good things back into my life and brought so many good things out of me that I just can't hit it. So, wow, this took a different turn than from the beginning, but wow. If anyone watched it to this point, congratulations. I almost want to like reach to the screen and give you a prize because that was just a load of rambling. But I don't know. It's just been things that have been in my head, and it's. I feel bad that there's no one I can just like sit down and be like, listen to me. I want to rant about these things. Rant back at me. Let's talk about this. But um, I have you guys on YouTube, and I just adore all of you. I'm so glad that I got not. I'm not completely over my shyness, as you can tell in a lot of my videos, but I'm so glad I kept with it despite the rough beginnings where, like, um, I was teased for my videos and whatnot. I'm glad I just kept on trucking because I enjoy this community so much, and I love that I will always have a place to come and ramble about my dolls, and that there are people out there who actually listen. Um, and for some reason I'm getting teary-eyed. So I am going to end the video here before I start getting so sappy I make myself cry. So anyway, thank you very much if you watched this, and I hope to make some more videos soon. Hopefully not as sappy and rambly as this one. So I'll talk to you later. Bye everyone.